Hello, everyone. Um, there come very, very few times where it's easy to put a finger on a moment that demonstrates both the capabilities and limitations of the elected officials in Washington. But there is one moment that just happened just last winter that definitely shows how the power of the presidency is strongest, and that is in being the tipping point, being the straw that broke the camel's back in a bureaucratic fight for one side or the other. For those of you that don't know, the D.C. area is very varied. The city itself is built on a drained swamp and is surrounded by everything from low rolling hills to small mountains, and people commute here up to 2.5, 3 hours, one way. So you get people coming from a lot of different environments, and this is one of the reasons why it has been in the past so easy to close the federal government due to snow, because you have people coming from so many different environments. There's no way you can guarantee the safety of even a majority of the workforce traveling on the roads if there is a significant weather incident. Well, last year, Obama, coming from Chicago, which is flat and has Lake Michigan next to it, so you get a lot of wind, you get a lot of cold, you get a lot of snow, but you don't get a lot of hills. Matter of fact, you don't get any hills. So snow is an entirely different experience there. And he was shocked at how the federal government was closed over such a small amount of snow, and said that Washington needed to demonstrate some good old Chicago grit. Well, essentially insulting the civil service by saying that they had failed at their jobs, and insulting basically insulting everyone from the top down, was, interestingly enough, not taken as a slight, but was taken as a challenge. Now, it was obvious that Obama didn't understand the problems with driving here, but nobody was going to tell him that. You don't say that to the president. So they figured out, okay, how do we fix this? And there's a telework program in which you give people laptops or let them use their home computers and access it through virtual private networks and the like. And there has been a large contingent within the federal bureaucracy that hates telework, because if there's nothing managers as a class generally like more than having their employees right there where you can see them. And so telework was not something to be encouraged because it might lead to regularly working at home. Well, the president's statement tipped the balance on that one, because that telework is the only way that you can safely keep the federal government open during a period of heavy snow. But it doesn't end there. Since so many businesses in the area depend upon the federal government for assistance, some require wingnut welfare, others are contractors, some are, one second. Sorry. A lot of other companies started issuing laptops to their employees or converting their existing workers who were on desktop computers to laptops, including the company I work for, and had been going through their own fights on this very same thing, and are now going to be to the point where they will not close during heavy snow either. So it's interesting how the president's power is at its zenith in an offhand comment. Well, apart from war, even though there is some debate on that, because, for instance, the first President Bush couldn't get the Marines to do the operational plan he wanted for Gulf War I. But it is really amazing how an offhand comment about something that the person knows nothing about, the bureaucratic and organizational fights that are going on in the background, can affect so much. But if you ever wonder why people in Washington are fucking crazy, it's because we get our lives affected so often by little things like this. That's it. Hope it was amusing. Thank you for your time and attention.